Hi everybody, welcome to Sunday Supper with Christine. It's been a few weeks since I've been on. I'm really excited about making this recipe. It actually is Steve Astorino's recipe, and he's my husband now. What a great guy to have, to know somebody that loves to cook as much as I do, and to come home to a nice cooked dinner is really an amazing thing. So all you ladies, don't be jealous. Just keep praying about it. Anyhow, so hopefully you have all your ingredients. You needed chicken, you needed black pepper, you needed oranges, lemon pepper. We have the giant thing of lemon pepper here. You needed dill. Everything that Steve uses was all dried stuff, so you need dill weed, crushed red pepper. If you don't like spice, just put a little bit in there. I love spice, but I still made it mild, and, because we'll have people over to eat, and then a little bit of basil. I personally like quinoa with my meal instead of rice. It's too heavy for me, and at least the quinoa is it's just better for you if you can do it. So I would say, if you haven't already marinated and done everything ahead of time, you can do it with me. If you did, then make sure you start your oven, and you have to put it at 420 degrees. Right now I'm going to start my quinoa first, just so I can get that started before we move ahead. And I am going to make 2 cups of quinoa, so it's going to be 4 cups of water. There we go. And then to season it, I actually use vegetable broth. I have a lot of vegetarian friends, so I know that if I have this as a side, they could eat it, even though I'm making it for this meal now. Usually just get a tablespoon, since I'm making 2 cups, and just put it in the water. It gives it the right amount of saltiness for it, and it gives it a nice flavor to it. And then you're just going to get your quinoa, and like I said, 2 cups. Put that in there. And it all cooks together, which is nice. And it really doesn't take that long. It's about 15 minutes. Thank you, Kirkland. I usually get the organic one. And then I'm just going to stir it all together. And then just put it on the stove. So I'll get that started, because you are going to get to see the end product, since I already have it cooking in the oven. And we'll put that on there. Wait till that comes to a boil. All right, so make sure you have your oranges. And for those of you that didn't go out and buy, I know oranges are, they're pretty expensive these days. So if you didn't go buy them and you have orange juice, I'm actually going to do this one where you use some orange juice instead of using all of the oranges. And that gives us enough time to do everything. Make sure you have your chicken breasts. I already had them, cut them, took all the fat off of them yesterday, so we're pretty good as far as that's concerned. So I'm going to show you how the magic happens here. We're going to get each breast. Like I said, they're already cooked and clean. They're already cleaned. Just put them in the pan. These are some huge ones in this particular batch. There we go. I swear these are like the biggest ones. Crazy how big they are. I'm gonna have to make 2 dishes with it. Matter of fact, I'm not gonna put that one. It's too much. Just grill that one later. But you're gonna get your oranges. First things first. And like I said, we're just, instead of using the 6 oranges, because you're going to need oranges to put on top at the end, we're just going to cut these in half. And you're going to squeeze the juice out. And these are really juicy. These are juicier than the ones I used earlier. And then kind of just turn it inside out and just put the pulp in there. If you could see what I'm doing there. There we go. Get the seeds out, of course, if you have that. Wow, this is really nice juice out of these. I think I got these at Restaurant Depot. That was only one, and we got all that juice out of it. We may not have to use all the orange juice. This has way more juice than the ones we did yesterday, I can tell you that. But you definitely want to get the pulp in there. I'm telling you, he made this dish for me, and I was like, oh my God, it's so good. There we go, just up. Make sure you get those seeds out. My God, we might only need, this is only 2. This is a lot of OJ. Just make sure it gets underneath. There we go. Even though you're still going to put this in a baggie when you're done, I think I'm just going to use 3 oranges. This looks like a lot. And then I still have what I need after. There we go. And I'm gonna just make sure you get the pulp in there. There we go. There's something about having the pulp in there that really just brings out the flavor. And then when you tent it at the end, oh my goodness, it's just wonderful. And then we're just gonna take this out. Here we go. Get the rest of the pulp on here, like so. Okay, that's about as much pulp as I can get out of that. So, down here. Okay. I'm gonna do the crushed red pepper first. I'm just gonna put a very little bit. Just, that's it. Even somebody that doesn't like spicy, it's not gonna kill them. Then you're gonna get your dill. Oh. First, my hand needs to be a little bit drier, and then it's kind of hard. It's really just judging. I know we put down the ingredients, but I watched him do it yesterday, and it's really all about judging in your hand. And most of us know how to do that if we cook. So that's, thank goodness. Okay. Then you're going to get the lemon pepper. He's very generous with the lemon pepper, I can tell you that. Is this? Okay. It's a new one, so try and get it all together. This is sprinkle. Now I think I still got to put this in my hand. Well, or actually just go like that. You just want to cover the chicken, like so. And then the basil. Basil, I believe we're going to put that in our hand as well. Again, it's just kind of like a handful. My hands weren't so wet, it wouldn't be sticking, but there we go. Good. And then you're going to use a little bit of black pepper on top. Now, what he didn't put in the recipe, and then when we did it yesterday, he's like, oh, but I like chopped onion in there. So, it's not in the recipe. Add it. You know, again, when you cook stuff all the time, you don't always realize what you put in it. So just add a little bit of chopped onions dried to the top, like so. That's everything. So now you see what it looks like. Now hopefully you have your little baggie that you're supposed to have. We're going to put it all in there. But we're not going to do that until we massage the chicken. So massaging it, we're just basically making sure that all of the spices get all over it. And there is so much. It's amazing how much orange juice from those 3 oranges. Believe me, we squeezed 6 yesterday when we were making this ahead of time. This is a lot of orange juice. And I don't know what it is with orange juice, but it really just, the flavors get in here. I'm telling you, it's just a really moist chicken. And you see what it looks like now. And we're just going to get it and add it into the bag. Like and you're going to leave this in here. So ideal is 4 hours for it to marinate. Minimum 4 hours. Overnight is always best. Can you use fresh herbs? Yes. Just go online and look to see what that combination is, because it's always a little bit different between dried and fresh. But yes, you can of course use fresh herbs. Always preferred. Just a lot easier when you already have the dried in the house. So that's that right there. And then we're just going to pour this in here. There we go. Wash my hands again. And then you're going to leave it in the bag. Now what I'm going to do, just for the camera, so that you can see exactly what we do with the oranges, is I'm going to take this out. So pretend this was 4 hours later, or overnight, which is way more preferred. And then you're just going to take it out, you're going to place it in here, and you're going to really snug these up against each other so that they're very tight in your pan. There we go. We'll put one here. Not on top of each other. We don't want them on top of each other. But we want them as snug as they can be, because it's going to shrink anyhow. There we go. And then you would put this on top. I figured you need to know how the whole thing works, so we're going to do it this way. Oh, hang on, let me, okay, go spoons. You're going to add a little bit more lemon pepper to it. Not a lot, just a very little bit. Not as much as we put the first time. And we're also going to do that with the dill, which is right here. I think this one has this. Yeah, this one I could do it that way. There we go. I mean, when I watched him make it, I'm like, oh God, that's a lot of stuff, but it's so good. It is really so good. Let me just check your quinoa if you have it over here. And just make sure. Once it comes to a boil, you're just going to lower that. Let's see. You're going to lower that all the way over there. There we go. All right. Now, in order to do this, you're going to get your oranges. Cut it so you can sort of see it in about a ½ inch each. You're just going to start tenting it. No gaps at all. Remember, take those seeds out. just going to keep doing that until there's... And you're going to use the little ends. You're just going to cut it off so that it can kind of seep through. And you're going to use those as well. And I did wash all these oranges ahead of time. I would definitely wash any fruit that you buy. There we go. And there we are there. Couple ends over here. Stick that there. There we go. They're just beautiful oranges. I'm not a big orange fan, but these are really good looking. So we didn't need the orange juice, but you could use orange juice. And just judge it. There we go. Put that there. And we're going to add that to there. So we're trying to cover in every single hole. Hopefully I'm doing it right. I'll get direction, I'm sure. There we go. I'm going to cut this one in half. There we are, like so. And we're going to put that there. I think we have to cover another couple little gaps. So I was told that it has to cover every single gap, and it almost gives it like a tent effect. And by doing so, it steams the chicken in there, and I think that's what makes it really so moist. It's just truly an amazing dish. Good. Are we good? I'm just asking. He won't come on camera, but I'm asking. It's okay. I'm not used to that. So, you would then get this into a 420 degree oven. I'm not going to put it in there because, again, we don't want to do that. But 420 degrees for 50 minutes. And what you're going to do is use a thermometer to make sure that it comes to at least 50 degrees. The biggest piece that's in there, because then the other ones are cooking, and then you're just going to leave it in there until it gets to 165.
It'll continue to cook.
If you take it out and put it on the counter, it will continue to cook a little bit. It's pretty good. I'm going to take out what's in the oven now, just so you can kind of see what it looks like. Oh yeah, that'd be nice if I used it. And let's see if we can do this. Whoop. Okay, I always forget I'm steaming my glasses when I do this. So this is what we put in earlier, if you can see that. And you can see what that looks like. I am going to test it since we needed to check it out anyhow. Here we go. Can we see it? There we go. There we go. Okay. So now one of the thickest pieces of chicken, I believe, was over here. Let's see, we got to put this on. Okay, this is well done. So we are done. We are taking that off. And I'm just going to plate it for you. Quinoa is not quite done, so we won't have it with the quinoa yet. But just so you can see, I mean, how amazingly moist it is. Get that out of the way. And just need a fork and a knife. And when you serve it, try and put the slices on there. I mean, it is... So this is what it looks like. And just so you can see, I mean, I mean, you could literally cut this with your fork. As a matter of fact, well, maybe not. But you could definitely, and it's just an amazing dish. I would serve it with the orange slices on it or around it. And then, of course, there's a lot of juice in the pan, so definitely put the juice on top. Serve it with your favorite side dish. Again, mine is quinoa. That's what I like. And all I can say is, bon appetit. Enjoy. Have a wonderful Sunday. See you in a few. Take care. Bye.